So I'm here today because I feel like I haven't explained what exactly my intentions are with this page, being my Instagram and my YouTube. They all fall under the same brand, which is me. Once Steak Boy, now Jake Austin. If you've been following me, it's been health related topics, so I'm staying on that theme because that is what my story is about. But it's been tips and tricks and recipes, a bit of training, nature. But I suppose I didn't know exactly where I was going with it initially. It was an accountability thing. It was a creative expression. It was a few different things that got me posting and made me keep on posting. But as time has gone on, that vision becomes clearer of what I want to do with this brand. Recently that's become extremely clear, and it's that I want to actualize all my learnings and experiences over the last few years into something physical to share with you guys. It's been so much learning, and there's like so much more learning to do, but I feel like I'm at a point where, of course I've been creating the videos, but I feel like I'm at a point where I can create things that's a bit more tangible and with a bit more depth, and something that builds in value. Like the YouTube definitely was a expression of that, because just because of the nature of short form content. But YouTube lasts a bit longer. But just to be straight up, I want to build health food products, and I have mentioned this before, and I reminded myself of the fact that I wanted to do this through watching an old video, and it was one of my first YouTube videos, and it was the introductory episode to my Regen road trip series. I went on a road trip up the east coast of Australia, working on different regenerative farms, and I forgot that my intention was to make connections with regenerative farmers that I could potentially partner with in the future, because I was already having ideas around this health food brand and different products. And then I went on this farming trip, and so much to take in: new relationships, new skills, new environments, and I just got really wrapped up in it, and I really fell in love with farming. And then I kind of just started thinking about farming and how I can do it, and opportunities in my life. Having land in the family, also made me start thinking about that more and more, because that's a big barrier to entry for a lot of people. So in terms of acquiring land. Anyway, I got back from this trip, and I was just keen, like, I need to get some sort of project up and going in terms of farming. Like, there was lots of different inspiration, from cattle farming to pigs to bees to market gardens. These are all the different things I experienced on my travels. And yeah, I just thought, compost. I'm gonna just like build some compost, because I know that takes, not much skill, but also takes time to like break down, and especially for the sort of compost that I wanted to create, which was fungal dominant compost. That was the first thing I did, but it doesn't take long. Like, sourced all the different materials, drive around, built it, and then it's pretty much just sitting there. You gotta like keep the moisture correct. But when that was done, I was like, okay, the next thing is bees. It's the right time of year. I talked to Jake Wolke, which was the last farm I stayed at, a fair bit about bees. I met a girl named Sasha Chadwick, who we've been following each other for a while, and had the opportunity to meet her in Byron Bay. We connected, and she's just like all over bees and super passionate about it, and has like a really interesting story with bees, which I recommend checking out her page. But yeah, I was just like, bees just made the most sense, and it was the right time of year. So spring, bee colonies start swarming. That's how they reproduce on a colony level. And yeah, I built a hive. I did a natural beekeeping course, and I was feeling ready. And then the bees show up at my doorstep, and they swarm to the backyard, and I have a video of that. The experience with bees so far has been quite divine, to be honest. Like, showing up in the backyard to showing up at my work, near my dad's place, just like all these different swarms. Actually at my work twice. So working at an olive grove, pruning trees, and then in the shed at my work as well, same job, another swarm. And yeah, the bees are really magical little creatures, and the synchronicities with the bees and the perfect timing, and it's been really nothing short of divine, and it's really encouraged me to keep pursuing it, which I feel like I needed, because it's easy for me to like get distracted. And even though I've been so focused on the health related stuff, there's many different paths you can take within any industry. And yeah, it was just like really helpful to like have the bees keep showing up, and things keep working out, and connections keep encouraging me to pursue bees. And so now I have beehives that I'm looking after, and I hope to do a harvest soon. And it's like, what a perfect way to start a health food brand than through honey that I'm producing myself. And the original idea when I was thinking about this brand and creating these products was to bridge the gap between the consumer and the regenerative farmer, because the regenerative farmer is producing some really high quality food because they have soil health front of mind, and good quality soil produces good quality food, and there's a lot of research to back that up. I want to create something that helps someone to become more involved in their health. Yes, I want to create nutrient dense foods, rich in nutrients, and that provide good health from that lens. But when you become that involved, as involved as you need to become to invest in the products that I'm building, for example, I feel like that's the sort of thing that helps you go the distance, more than just getting sold on the outcome of eating this thing. So yeah, I mean, what I would love to do is to help people tap into more of that, more awareness around what they're buying, and why they're buying it, what they're feeding their family, all those really important things, because it's the increased level of awareness that I now bring to my life since exploring all these health related topics that has had the biggest impact and the biggest lasting change. There's 100 different protocols and workout routines and diet philosophies which all have their place, but I mean, fundamentally it's developing that care and that awareness and understanding the importance of pursuing something like that helps you go the distance. So if I can bring more of that out of people through something I've created based on the last few years of all my learnings and experiences in this space, I would be really proud to have the opportunity to do something like that. So I'm going to be sharing the process on this page, likely on my Instagram as well. They're sort of the main two platforms that I'm on, YouTube and Instagram. So yeah, if any of this is resonating, please subscribe, follow, because it's through these platforms that you'll hear about all the updates of this journey for me and how it's all going. Cheers.